All right, so this is step 2, writing your first body paragraph. So you should have your thesis done already. Now, you're going to want to decide what your 3 body paragraph topics are. If you remember when we did the Venn diagram, I told you to mark or circle the 3 topics that you thought were going to be the most useful to you. So for mine, since I'm arguing that they stayed the same, in the center part where they overlapped, the 3 traits that I picked were intelligence, the fact that both heroes are motivated by their family, and the fact that both of them have an optimistic ending. Now we know To Kill a Mockingbird doesn't end well, but I'm going to argue that Atticus Finch is still hopeful, that his attitude is still optimistic at the end, even if he does get defeated. So those are my 3 topics. Now for body paragraph number 1, you're going to focus on the first one. So my first one is intelligence. Now the first thing I've got to do is first of all make sure that I can support that. So I've got to go back to the text and I've got to find my quotes that show both characters are intelligent. So this would be the point where I would go back to my To Kill a Mockingbird and find a part where Atticus shows his intelligence. Now I cannot find my book. Oh, it's here. So I would go through. I don't want to give you real quote examples in this, just in case you want to use. I pick ones that are good. People always get mad because I take all the good quotes from my examples. So I'm just going to make one up. Please don't make one up. Look in the actual book and find a quote that makes sense. But like Miss Maudie talks about how they trust him to do right. At the beginning it talks about how he's a good lawyer. You could use the part in, if I was really going to find a quote, I would probably go to the trial and use the bit where he tricks Mr. Ewell into proving he's showing Mr. Ewell's left-handed. That would be a very intelligent trait. So for now, I'm just going to make something up. Again, do not make something up, but for the sake of the example. Atticus does a smart thing with Mr. Ewell in court. Right, and then Lee, page, again I'm making this up, 467. There's not even that many pages in the book, but then I've got to make sure that there's a quote from the Odyssey that I can use. And obviously we've gone over the situations where he's intelligent. So I could say, like, again, you would have to flip back to all of your books of the Odyssey. Remember, you can get to all of them under Canvas announcements if you didn't save them. If you scroll back far enough, I mean, it'll take a little bit, but here they all are in order, and they're labeled for the most part. So like if you know, oh, he was really smart in the Circe book, that's where I would go. So I would probably, for intelligence, pick the bit about Circe where he saves his crew because of his quick thinking with Circe. So Odysseus saves. And again, you're going to have to find the real quote from the book. This is just me showing you the structure of it. So then if you remember, the citation was Homer, book, Circe's book 10, so 10, period, and then whatever lines it was. So I'm going to make this up again, 60 to 65, period. Okay, so once you have your topic and your 2 quotes, for that body paragraph, that's when you can actually start writing the body paragraph. So the first thing you have to do is your topic sentence. Remember, the topic sentence is going to state your topic. I linked on the announcement where all of the Capstone resources are. I linked under Write Your First Body Paragraph a guideline for topic sentences. And if you click that doc, it'll open and you'll be able to see, oh, here's a whole bunch of sentence frames. So Atticus and Odysseus have stayed the same. No, I wouldn't say that. I would actually say modern heroes and epic heroes. So epic heroes and modern heroes are similar because they both showcase intelligence, or you could even say, yeah. because they both, that makes more sense. And then you can, in the next paragraph, you could, for your topic sentence, you could say, likewise, both Odysseus and Atticus are similar because they're motivated by their family, right? So you can test out some of these frames. I haven't tried all of them, so they may be good or bad. I'm taking out this one. I don't want to use shows. But you can check those out if you want. Anyway, you have to come up with some sort of topic sentence. So my topic sentence for my first body paragraph is going to be one obvious example of a similarity between epic and modern heroes is that in the case of Odysseus and Atticus, they both rely on their intelligence when faced with conflicts. Okay? So that's my topic sentence. Get rid of that. So I've got they're the same, and I've got the trait I'm focusing on. Then, if you remember, for the rest of the paragraph, it's intro to your quote, quote, explanation. Intro to my quote, quote, explanation, and then concluding sentence. So, I have to find some way to introduce this situation that I found in the text about Odysseus and Circe. So, Odysseus battles or overcomes numerous obstacles in the Odyssey, from the Cyclops to Poseidon's wrath. During this long journey home, he encounters the witch, the demigoddess, we'll call her goddess Circe. And Odysseus is forced to face her in order to save his men. In this situation, he uses his quick thinking. And then I'd have my quote, my citation, and then period. So notice this is my full sentence. So I've got my introduction to my quote here that has a colon. Remember, you could say Homer writes, comma, you could say Odysseus says, comma, if it's a piece of dialogue. In this situation, in this case, I just used a complete sentence. So complete sentence, colon, and then my quote. And then I have to explain that. So without Odysseus's sense of intelligence, his crew would not have escaped her island. In fact, Odysseus's cunning and brilliance is the only reason he manages to make it home to Ithaca at all, period. So see, I've got 2 whole sentences explaining why this is intelligent, or explaining the importance of this intelligence to Odysseus. See how long one paragraph is already, and it's half done. Now I've got to transition to Kill a Mockingbird. So, like Odysseus, Atticus too relies on his intelligence, especially in tricky situations. Atticus's main conflict, or main challenge in the novel, is his defense of Tom Robinson. Atticus proves his intelligence during the trial scenes, where Harper Lee describes, comma, and then I put my second quote, period. So I've got my transition where I'm comparing Odysseus to Atticus. I'm introducing, here's the issue with the trial. I've got my sentence that leads into my quote, Harper Lee describes, comma, and then I've got my quote. And now again, I have to explain why this is important. So by proving, or by proving to the jury that Bob Ewell was left-handed, I used proving too many times in this sentence, or in this paragraph. I definitely have to fix that. Left-handed, Atticus helps shed more light on the truth of the circumstance surrounding Tom's accusations, or Tom's supposed crime. He is doing everything in his power to help the jury understand and believe in Tom's innocence. Okay? So again, I've got at least two whole sentences explaining why this was intelligent and important. Now I've got to wrap it all up. Remember, because the point of your paragraph is to prove that they're similar, heroes have stayed the same because of intelligence. So throughout history, from epic poems to our modern, or to the modern novel, heroes continue to use their intelligence to help them solve their problems, as evidenced by Odysseus and Atticus. Okay? And that's one whole paragraph. So then you'd do that for the next paragraph. You'd find your quotes, you'd write your topic sentence, and then you put it all together. So you're just going to keep repeating that until you have all 3 body paragraphs. If you need help finding quotes, see me. If you need help putting your quotes into complete sentences, that was something that a lot of people got dinged on your Odyssey essay because you just dropped your quotes in. See me. And if you need help coming up with enough to say in your analysis, see me. Honestly, the more analyses you have, the better. 2 sentences is kind of skimpy. I would shoot for 3 or more, but 2 is fine. But you definitely have to have more than just 1 sentence saying, this was smart. You've really got to analyze and explain why and why that's important. Or for whatever your trait is. Okay? That's all I've got for you for your body paragraph. So, again, see me if you need help.